So guys, for today's video we're going to be making some mini pizzas, so let's just get right into the video. So to make the pizza dough, first we're going to activate the yeast. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of yeast, half tablespoon of sugar and 3/4 cup of water. First we're going to pour in the water and we're going to mix the sugar inside it so it dissolves properly. And make sure your water is not too hot or not too cold, it should be warm. Now mix it well. So now the sugar is very well dissolved, and now we're going to add in the yeast and we're going to mix the yeast and we're going to let it rest for 10 minutes or so it gets very frothy and bubbly on the top. So once again, let the yeast activate for 10 minutes. So to make the dough, you're going to need 2 cups of flour and the yeast mixture that you let it set for 10 minutes, and then you're going to need half a teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of sugar to make. So first you're going to add the 2 cups of flour inside your bowl, and then what you're going to do is add in the salt and the sugar and mix all the dry ingredients very well. So what you're going to do after mixing the dry ingredients is create a hole in the middle of the bowl, just push aside the dry ingredients and then pour in your yeast mixture. And then what you're going to do is you're going to mix it and make it into a very nice dough. So here is the dough. It's not properly kneaded, but now after this what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the bowl and we're going to put it on the counter and we're going to knead it until it's very smooth and nice dough. If it's too dry, just add some water. If it's too wet, just add some flour. Here is the dough. It is looking quite sticky, but now we're going to knead it. So the next step is you're going to brush the bowl with a lot of oil so the dough doesn't stick to the bowl, and make sure to brush some oil on top of the dough as well after you put it inside the bowl. After putting the dough in the bowl, you're going to cover it with a cloth and let it set for about 1 hour, and then it should rise very nicely. So guys, it has been an hour and the dough has risen very well, and what you're going to do now is punch it, which is our very favorite part because it's so satisfying to punch. And now what you're going to do is partition the dough into 8 equal parts to make the mini pizzas. Now just roll out the dough into a mini pizza shape. So here's a mini pizza, and we just folded the dough inward so it just creates a crust because we want crust, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Now you're going to poke the dough using a fork so it so the dough doesn't bubble up too much when you're cooking it. Now put the pizza dough in a pan and just cook it for some time so it's not too thin when we put the toppings and it's easier to handle it. It should be a slightly brown color, like not too brown, just a bit cooked, so it's a bit thick. Here we've got some cheese, we've got some pizza sauce, and we've got some olives. Now it's time for the toppings, so you can put any toppings you like. We've got some tomatoes here, we've got some onion, and we've got some shredded chicken here because we want some chicken pizza, and olives, and we've got the pizza sauce in here in a bowl with a spoon, and we've got the cheese, the main part. So now what you're going to do is brush the crust of the pizzas with some oil, so when we cook it, it gets nice and brown after we have done cooking it. So now what you're going to do is cook the pieces on a high flame for 10 minutes. We're going to cook it in a pan because we don't have an oven, but you can use it in an oven as well. You can use an oven as well. So guys, here is a mini pizza. We cooked more, but we're just showing you one, and just look at that cheese. It stretches so nicely.